Welcome to Project One. Building a strong community takes each one of us, and Project One is the place to start. 1 hour, one person, one life changed. On today's show, we'll feature an organization that is changing lives and transforming our community. So get ready to be inspired. Here's the host of Project One, Jan Johnson.
Welcome to Project One. This is Jan Johnson, and we are going to have a terrific show today. And in fact, we are broadcasting live from the studios at Documation, and we're so thrilled to be here. We're actually on site, and I am privileged to have talking with me today Brian Billingsley, who is the sales manager for Documation and is also very involved with nonprofit organizations and sitting on several boards that work with nonprofits. So Brian, thank you so much for welcoming us to Documation headquarters, as well as having us here inside the studio. Thanks for being with us today.
Well, absolutely, Jan. It's a privilege to be here, and I'm so happy to hear about the organizations that y'all have worked with and what y'all are putting together with this program. We're super excited to be involved.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, let me give you just a little bit of information. Every week you hear that Project One is brought to you by Documation and San Antonio Christian Leadership Forum. And it's because of the heart of Documation and Scott Woolfolk, as well as Preston and Hunter Woolfolk. Their heart is for our city. And they have an incredible business out here at the intersection of Loop 1604 and Lock Hill Selma, about probably a half a mile inside on the right-hand side. You can't miss their building. But they are an amazing organization that if you are needing any kind of business type work, and I'm going to let you, Brian, talk about that more explicitly, you would want to come out here and meet with these folks. Every one of them are so genuine and so welcoming, and they are a true dear friend of our station. And they have just welcomed Project One under their wings, and are thrilled to be able to sponsor this as well as get involved with these organizations. And in fact, at the time of this recording, we're not live today. We are recording this. We are actually at our first mixer, where we are bringing all of the previous organizations that were featured on Project One here today. And they're going to have a great time just being welcomed by the station and also Project One. So, Brian, talk to us about Documation, and I'm thrilled that you're here, but actually we were supposed to have Hunter, and Hunter's not here because of why?
Well, Hunter welcomed the newest member of the Woolfolk family, Hayes Woolfolk, this morning. I've got a text from him about 2 o'clock this morning that he and his beautiful wife, Becca, were headed to the hospital.
Yeah.
She was very, very ready at 39 and a half weeks, and Hayes joined us just a few hours ago, and both mom and dad are doing well, and so is little Hayes. So we're happy for them, and it's an answer to prayers. Everything went smoothly,
That's awesome.
He's enjoying being the dad for the third time.
Yeah. Now, Hunter used to be on a program on The Answer, our news talk station. And so just to see how he has just grown in what he does, but his involvement in the community is amazing. So talk to us about what Documation does as a company.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much for coming in and being here today. We really appreciate it, and we're so happy to be able to partner with y'all. And like you said, the Woolfolks have such a philanthropic heart, and it's been a great company to work for. I've been here now for a little over 7 years.
Wow.
Went to college actually at Abilene Christian University with both Hunter and Preston.
Oh, did you?
I came over here.
Okay, so we need the real stories. You got to tell us the real scoop.
We'll save that for another episode.
Okay, you got it.
But yeah, I came to work here, and it's just been an awesome company. It's for the large size of the company we are, it really does feel like you're still working for a small family company, because that's what we are at heart. We're a technology integration company. And
now what does that mean?
That's the next question I always get asked. Really what we help all different types of organizations with, whether it's a for-profit, a non-profit, a church, a school, an accounting office, they all have different types of needs, but a lot of similar needs when it comes to their technology in the office. So the thing that we've been doing the longest, something that we've been doing since the start when Lou Scantlin founded this company decades ago, is helping people with their document output needs. So anything really that puts ink to paper, their printers, their copiers, their fax machines, believe it or not, those still exist, helping people manage and maintain all of that technology and infrastructure in their office, and really figuring out ways with the advents in technology to help people lower their cost, improve the efficiency in which they produce their documents, as well as managing and maintaining that document workflow. So we work in software. You've probably heard the term paperless. Everybody talks these days about, we're becoming a paperless office. We wish we could be more paperless, not only for the fact that it's green and helps the environment, but just because the cost of paper and the consumables, ink and toner and that are
cheap.
So expensive. You're right. So we help companies achieve their paperless initiatives and really just becoming more paper efficient in the office. We're also a full-service IT provider. Not a lot of people know that.
Is that right?
It is. We work in just about every facet of technology, from the keyboard and the mouse all the way up to the servers.
Wow.
So we are a full-service IT provider. Especially with nonprofits, it's a very valuable service because we do what we call flat fee IT. We come out to an organization, we'll assess their needs, and we'll figure out a fair and balanced cost that we can manage all of their infrastructure for, and do it on a flat fee. Many nonprofits are on a budget, and they can't afford to have IT emergencies and that kind of thing.
Exactly. And a lot of times they grow, or they are doing specific things that they need that IT support. And often they're not like the big Fortune 100 or 500 companies that can just snap a finger and have someone do it. So for you guys to be available for that.
Right. Many times they're grant-funded organizations, and they have a set budget for all of their technology needs, and they have to stay within that budget or pull it from programs. Which is really small,
probably.
Yes, exactly. So really any facet of business technology, that's what we help all different types of companies achieve their initiatives.
So when you mentioned that you work not only with businesses but also with schools and with nonprofits, I think one of the delights that I found when I toured here a couple of weeks ago, and Hunter gave us a tour, is your printing capability. And we actually here at the station are getting our printing done here now through Documation, and it's incredible to see the quality that they have, but also the price. You know, many times they want to send it to, a competitor like a Kinko's or a FedEx office or something like that. But what you guys do, the quality is exceptional. Do you think very many people know that they could just PDF over a copy of something and then get it printed in an amazing quality?
Well, our customers definitely do. It's one of our value adds, and we have quite a few for our customers. One of the ones that nonprofits love is our DocuPrint Center. And what that is it's a full outsourcing facility with all the commercial printing capabilities that you'd find at other commercial printers. The big difference is we do it at cost for all of our nonprofit customers.
Okay, now say that again, because that's incredible.
So we do all of the printing for all of our nonprofit customers at cost. So we're significantly less expensive than if you were to take it to a wholesale printer or something like that. Now, this is something just for our customers only, but we also open it up to all the nonprofits in San Antonio.
Wow.
So any nonprofit organization in San Antonio has the ability to come and talk with our print shop. We have a couple lovely ladies over there, Cindy and Norma,
awesome.
Who just have great customer service, great turnarounds, and of course great prices for all of the printing for nonprofits.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times these churches spend countless hours because they're nonprofit printing bulletins or whatever it is. So if you're listening to this and you think, well, you know what, I'm part of a nonprofit organization, or I need to get my church connected or my Christian school connected with Documation, we'll have the contact information on our website of how you can get in touch with Brian and also the other staff here at Documation, so you can, one, know about their printing services, but also become part of their family and be one of their customers, because they definitely can treat you right and do what is right for you in your business. So tell me about what you do here, Brian.
So I'm the sales manager, one of two sales managers for Documation, and I oversee a team of account managers that go out into all areas of San Antonio and beyond, everywhere up from Bandera and Kerrville all the way down to Uvalde and Hondo, and just about everywhere in between. And we meet with customers every day. And a majority of our customers, I would say the majority of the nonprofits in San Antonio, we work with in some facet or another, as well as a lot of the corporations. We've been one of San Antonio's top 50 private companies and one of the fastest growing companies in San Antonio for probably the last decade.
Wow.
And a lot of that growth has come just from word of mouth.
Yeah.
And I guess our community involvement definitely helps. And it's funny how it's not what you do it for. It's not the reason you do it. But I can't tell you how many times I've run into people and, oh, well, I saw y'all's name at a charity golf tournament for this, that, or the other, or a mixer for so-and-so, or I know Hunter who's on the board over here, or I know Preston or Michael, or so many of our people are involved in the community. But really my main goal is just to help support all of our salespeople here at Documation. And in addition, I do a lot of the community involvement. So Documation's I couldn't even tell you involved in how many nonprofit organizations. I myself am on the business advisory committee for the Nonprofit Council, and I don't know if you're familiar with the Nonprofit Council, but it is such a great organization. They help put on the Big Give every year, and they have so many resources for the area nonprofits with trainings and mentorship and all the different message boards that the CEOs of the nonprofits share ideas on just about everything with. My wife and I are also very involved with the Whitty Museum. It's very near and dear to our hearts. So
it's fabulous now with all the changes that they have done and some amazing things that are going on there as well.
Maurice and her whole staff over there at the Whitty have just done an amazing job putting everything together for the new Whitty, and it is amazing. If you haven't been out there to see it, definitely go see it. It will definitely shock and awe you, if, like myself, if you grew up in San Antonio and were used to the old Whitty. Not saying that it wasn't great, but this is just leaps and bounds better.
Wow, that's great. Well, we'll hear more about that. And we're getting ready to go to break, and I wanted to read something real quickly that I had seen and in preparing for today's show, but it said, it's really easy to make a buck or a dollar, but it's a lot tougher to make a difference. And what I love about Documation is they're all about giving back to the community, which makes them so much richer in their heritage of what they're doing in the city. They're really sewing into the city. And so when we come back from break, I want to talk with you, Brian, about the involvement with Project One and talk about the organizations that we're involved in and just let people know what it is that Documation is doing. So we'll be right back.
Kids in trouble by third grade, marked for long-term problems. Adults who can't read. Young women alone and pregnant. Workplaces and careers that don't support faith. New Christians struggling to establish their faith. The need is everywhere. Introducing Project One, the mentoring initiative. One person, 1 hour, one life changed. Project One is a call for mentoring in San Antonio. One city, one people, one society, one future for our children. Project one person can make a difference. Just 1 hour per week will help mentor those who need it. That one person is you.
Learn more by clicking on the Project One tab on this station's website.
Well, we want to welcome you back to Project One, and I am here in studio. In fact, today this is a recorded program that we're doing at the headquarters of Documation, which is located out on Loop 1604 and Lock Hill, Selma, about half a mile inside the loop on the right-hand side. And I'm sitting here having a delightful conversation with Brian Billingsley, who is the sales manager for Documation and is very involved in the nonprofit organizations that are around in the community. And there was something else that I wanted to read that I thought that this was really appropriate for who you guys are and what it is that you do. It said the purpose of life is not always to be happy, but to matter, to be productive, to be useful, and to have it make a difference in all of the lives that you touch, whether in business or in your own sphere of influence. And that's what will make you happy.
That is great.
So when I came and took the tour here, that was one thing that I noticed, Brian, was everybody is so joyful.
We tend to have a very lively and happy office, and it is such a great place to work. We've actually been voted one of San Antonio's best places to work for, I believe, the past 9 years now.
Wow.
And I think a lot of that has to do with just the energy, and it definitely comes from the top down. Our leadership is not the type to sit in an office all day. Actually, you can rarely find any of our executives in their office. They're usually hanging around in the office talking to people, just walking around introducing themselves. We have customers coming in almost daily, and they get super excited about that and want to just take everybody on a tour. Like you said, Hunter gave you a tour around the office. If you're a customer and you find yourself in the office, chances are it's going to be Hunter or Michael or myself or one of the other managers that says, come on, let me show you what we have to offer here. So it truly is a great place to work.
When we first came up with the concept of doing Project One, Scott and Hunter were involved in conversations about the initiative that we are wanting to do. And they didn't even blink an eye when they said, no, we want to jump on board and we want to be a part of this. We want to help you amplify the voice of the nonprofit community of San Antonio, and we want to help make a difference in the lives of many of these organizations. And it has just been such a blessing that you guys have really been kind of like a silent partner, but you've been so present in everything that we've done, because many of the organizations that we've brought in that are actually coming here today is on Wednesday. We're pre-recording this show at the headquarters of Documation, because as you've heard us, we've been talking about having our mixer at Documation, and so that is today. We'll be having that here in just a few short minutes. But many of the organizations, first thing they hear when they know that Documation is sponsoring and as a part of Project One, they're like, they are the most amazing group of individuals. And the one thing keeps recurring, Brian, is they call you guys friends.
Well, that's awesome, and that really is why we do this job. It's of course, every company is out there to make money, but
Absolutely.
We've been so blessed to be in such an amazing city like San Antonio, and we think it is definitely important that we give back to this community. We haven't gotten where we are by just our hard work alone. There's been a lot of blessings along the way that have helped us out here. And
God's favor, really.
Definitely God's favor. He's been looking out for us many times. Myself, before this career, and I definitely know He led me here. So I think it is just such a true statement that the heart of Documation is felt by a lot of our partners, and that's what we call ourselves, as partners. We're not a vendor relationship with these people.
That's powerful.
We're not in it to show up, sell you something, and disappear. We really do want to partner with you. It's mutually beneficial. If we can help your business grow and thrive, and you do business with us, it's only going to make it better for us. And especially with the nonprofits, we have special programs to help them out and give back a portion of the dollars that they spend with us every year to them.
Wow.
And working with the Nonprofit Council, I understand how important for so many nonprofits that unrestricted funding. So many of them are bound by the different restrictions that they have from different grants on how they can spend that money. So that unrestricted funding that comes back to them is huge for a lot of the nonprofits we work with.
So tell us about some of the organizations that you personally have been involved in, and why do you think it is so important to amplify the voice of a nonprofit organization?
Well, something that actually Hunter told me a long time ago when I had first started working here after coming from ACU and seeing a lot of our friends go be missionaries and that kind of thing. And I said, well, if we're all supposed to follow God's will, why don't we all just go become missionaries and work in Uganda and dig water wells and save orphans in China?
Which is a good thing.
Absolutely. Why am I stuck in an office for 10 hours a day? If that is really my calling, is to go. He said, well, Brian, without blinking, he said, some people are called to do that. And if that's your calling, you definitely need to do that. Other people, God calls to go into the corporate world and make money to support all those worthwhile causes, because if no believers made any money, how would God bless the others with funds? And so I thought about it and I said, wow, what? That is a very powerful and very true statement. So, we've been put in a great economy. We've been put in a great company. And with that comes great responsibility of financial stewardship.
Right,
So
right.
we try to give to as many organizations as we possibly can as a company. And Scott actually passed down a great heritage to both of his boys and to the rest of the company of when somebody comes to you with something, say yes and say yes quickly. So
Wow.
I know that it's not only a corporate mentality, but so many of the individuals here give back of not only their financial resources, but also their time. So
Yeah.
we have JA days where...
Now, what's a JA day?
So glad you asked. Junior Achievement.
Oh, yeah,
They
okay.
have a finance park here in San Antonio where students can come and learn finance. And it's a lot of business people that go and teach them how to budget their finances. It's a morning class, and we give all of the Documation employees the opportunity to take a free day off work and go over there and volunteer if they want. We
That's
also do
awesome.
our DocuElves program at the end of the year where we pick, and it's usually around 80 to 90 families, and all of the employees have the ability to come on a Saturday morning, usually the second week in December. We all meet up at Costco. We load up in our cars a 2-month supply of groceries and toys for all of the children, and we spread out all over the city and deliver these toys and groceries to families.
Okay. I want to be a part of that.
Absolutely. I've had a lot of customers that when we tell them about this, they say, please, can I do this with you? It is awesome. I take my nieces and nephews every year. My
Yeah.
family all gets involved in it. We pick a couple of families and we go deliver. And we actually have a salesperson who takes off a whole month at the end of the year to identify these families working with nonprofit organizations and school districts,
Wow.
to identify a lot of times single parent homes, and to take all this. And we could go
What
on
a
and on and on and
humbling
on. But
experience.
it is amazing.
And you call them DocuElves?
We call it DocuElves. It's all the Documation elves.
I love it. So if we've got some of our listeners who say, hey, we want to help out with something, would we get them in contact with you guys to be a part of that?
Yeah, absolutely. Send them our way. Trish is the one who goes, and she spends about a month shopping at Walmart and Costco
How fun.
to get everything all lined up, making the phone calls to all the families to make sure they're going to be home. It is a lot of fun.
That's awesome. So when we think about how you're really being hands and feet of Christ in the community, but you're also one of the things that I understood when I took a tour here is that you often have classes for your clients where they can learn not only technology, but a lot of the software that is going with the technology. Talk to us a little bit about that program.
Sure, that's another one of our value adds, like we talked about with our print shop. Any of our customers have the ability to come to our headquarters right here on Lock Hill, Selma, and take Microsoft Office training classes. We offer them every week, everything from PowerPoint to QuickBooks to Excel and multiple different levels, beginner, intermediate, advanced. Any of the Microsoft suite of programs, you can come and get free training if you're a customer. It's a full day class with Microsoft certification, and we get amazing feedback. Everybody uses Excel. Everybody wish they knew how to use Excel a little better.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to know how to do some of those formulas. I might just kind of sneak in the back one of these.
I think I can get you in one of the classes.
Yay. Okay, good. So as we get ready to come to a close, I really want to encourage our listeners that are hearing this today is to understand that there are organizations in San Antonio that are not only classified as one of the fastest personally owned organizations, but also as a great place to work, that is taking on San Antonio and dealing with it and making a difference with one life. And the whole mission behind Project One is to take one person, 1 hour, and one life changed. And when you take all of the steps of the different organizations that Documation is involved in, they are definitely making a difference in multiple lives here in San Antonio. So I'm so thrilled, Brian, that you allowed us to come here into the studio that you have here at Documation and allowed us just to hear and kind of take a little glimpse into the heart of what is behind and who is behind Documation. If you could just say one last word to a listener who might be either wanting to get involved with a nonprofit or maybe as a business owner, what would you encourage them to do after hearing today's program?
Well, Jan, thank you so much for coming out, and we're so happy to have Project One here and to be able to partner with them. It's such a great organization. And to all of the different business owners and individuals out there in San Antonio, I hear this all the time that oh, I'd love to be on a board or I'd love to do this, but it's just a lot of money. These boards and these different organizations, they don't just want your money. They need your time and your network just as much. So we encourage a lot of our young people. We have a lot of people straight out of college that have just started, and they say, well, I really want to get involved in these nonprofits. How do I do that? Call them. Every nonprofit in town that I work with or that anybody works with here, I'm sure would be happy to have their help. And definitely reach out to other business owners. Yeah. Mentorship is such a powerful engine. And I mean, none of us...
But you guys do that.
We do. We have a very strong mentorship program, and it's been very beneficial to myself to just go up to older, wiser people and ask them, hey, how did you get to where you are, and how can I imitate the things that you've done? And Christian mentorship has definitely been a key here at Documation.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, again, I'm talking with Brian Billingsley, and the sales manager for Documation. And for more information about Documation, just go to the station's website, click on the tab Project One. You'll have all the information. We might even put a picture up there of the new baby if we can get one from Hunter. But thank you again for joining us today, and thank you for being a part of Project One. And again, we'll tune in next week where we will bring another organization to you that is making a difference in the lives of San Antonians. Have a great day.